So this is it, y'all. The final review. The 2-week review of the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. What I think of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the everything. I think 2 weeks is good enough to kind of give you a really good idea of what you can expect out of this thing. And I feel a lot of different things. Definitely different than when I first got it. And I don't know, you might be surprised by some of it. So let's dig into the Galaxy Note 10 Plus and have a good time while we do it. Right after this!
This is, you know you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. Now, I'm going to go into a lot of detail about this thing, more so than I do in most of my videos. Most of the time, I'm just up here rambling about whatever, having a good old time, and I don't know, just upsetting people. And I'll be honest, that's the most fun I normally have. But today, I really want to dig into this thing. I want to dive in. I want to talk about the good, bad, the ugly. I want to show you some accessories for this device and everything you might need if you want to pick one of these up. So this isn't just a review. It's also going to talk about some of the things you should get while you're thinking about buying this. If you're going to buy this, what are the type of products you should buy with it? I really want to just kind of cover as much as I can. But first of all, let's just talk about the general phone and the things that I like and don't like about it. So I've had this thing for about 2 weeks. I now have the blue color, which is just fire. Such a good color. Oh man, I love this color. And just like I said a couple videos ago, it's actually starting to really grow on me. I'm starting to really dig the experience. Now, I think we need to start off this entire video by saying one important thing. This is not just a regular smartphone. So you can't hold it by that standard and you can't think about it in that way. If you want a regular smartphone, the S series is what you're looking for. Do not confuse the S series with the Note series. We're talking about two different types of phones. And I think a lot of that actually is the problem with the way people have been looking at this thing. It's a smartphone, yes, but it is a productivity machine more importantly. And that's the thing. This phone is not for everybody. Samsung certainly priced it that way, but it just really isn't. This thing can do so much, and most people who would buy this probably wouldn't even use most of the features that it has. And that's kind of problematic because this thing is really powerful. The things you can do on it are amazing. The S Pen alone has a tremendous amount of features that most people don't even know of. The thing they'll think about is being able to take pictures remotely and stuff. The camera is awesome, sure. The camera for the most part is the same exact thing as the S series of phones, and for that you might think, well, they've kind of compromised. And the Note series should be no compromises, and we'll talk about the compromises they have made here in a little bit. But the camera system is amazing. We're gonna look at some pictures here in a little bit, and I'll show you why I'm amazed by this thing. But most importantly, this thing is really for people who want to either create hardcore or are really serious about their productivity. Like, this is a work phone. This is something you would use for your corporate job. So you can't really hold this by the same standard that the S series is. It should be better, which it is. It should be faster, which I don't know that it is. It definitely should be more productive, which it is. The question is this phone for you? So before we get into the specifics of this actual phone, we need to answer this question right off the bat. If you are just looking for a smartphone that's great performance and just does the smartphone things, and you want to have a Samsung, get the Galaxy S10, S10 Plus, and leave this one alone. But if you're a creator, or if you are a business person or someone who likes to get productivity done with their phone, then the Note series is that phone. It is that phone. It is not just a regular smartphone, so we have to think about it separately. So let's talk about some of the things I do like. Battery life has been pretty good. I noticed it's about the same as my Note 9 was if I use always on display. At first, I wasn't really sure why everyone was talking about how great battery life they were getting. Like, I was getting almost the exact same battery life I was getting out of my Note 9. But then I realized it's because I had my always on display on. And if you don't have the always on display on, then this thing's pretty savage. And like I said, I'm not gonna have to worry too much about screen on time and usage time because my usage and screen on time is gonna be completely different from yours. But I mean, it's almost noon right now and I'm at 92%, and I took this thing off the charger at like 7 a.m. So I'm super happy if you turn off always on display with the battery life on this thing. Let's talk about charging that battery. Of course, you have the fast charger that comes in the box, which charges your phone really fast, which is great, but I always wirelessly charge my phones anyway. Here's the thing, if you fast charge your phone enough, you will wear the expected lifetime out of your battery down substantially faster than if you charge it slowly, which is what wireless chargers do. If you get the 45-watt charger, you really should only use that in emergency situations. Really, if you have the 45-watt charger, do not use that to charge this thing up every day with. Don't do it. Being able to wirelessly charge or fast charge by wired is great because this thing already has a great battery life, which means you think you're going to take advantage of it more during the course of a day. And if you do happen to run out of battery, you have a lot of options to get this thing topped off very quickly. That is a win. Now, reverse wireless charge is kind of a cool thing, but don't buy this because of reverse wireless charge. Don't buy any phone for reverse wireless charge. Like, just that should be the cherry on top. How often are you going to use that? And in the times that you do use it, it's pretty inefficient. It's not like it's going to work and charge up someone else's phone very fast or your earbuds very fast. It's really just meant to top something off or to get a little bit of juice into something. Plus, you're exchanging battery life of your own phone to something else. You typically don't want to do that. So while it's not a gimmick, it's not something that should be on your top list of reasons to buy this phone. Forget about the reverse wireless charging. The camera is darn good. First of all, let me show you this incredible shot I took from inside of a church, shooting outwards. The inside was kind of dark. I actually expected this picture to come out terrible. What ended up happening was this picture is pretty awesome. And what made it so interesting is to the naked eye, where I was dark and the outside was super bright. Interestingly, after I took the picture, I was able to see details in the camera's picture that I was not able to see in my own eyes. It just evened everything out. An incredible picture. Here's some more pictures I took at the park and some video as well. I really love the performance of the camera in the video and some of the cool new features you can do with the black and white and all that stuff. The camera on this phone is just plain fun to use and you can rely on it. These images are great. I have no complaints about the camera at all. Like, it's pretty great. I guess if I had to complain about one thing is the front-facing camera isn't like tremendous. I almost feel like the OnePlus 7 Pro's front camera is better, but regardless, it's definitely good enough. It's definitely serviceable enough, and you can do all the cool tricks with the front-facing camera as well. So from a camera's perspective, you're covered. You're good. The S Pen is great. I only primarily use it for screen off memos. So I just take out the S Pen and then write a memo. And I will say this, the feeling of the writing on this is amazing. Like, it's so well done. And screen off memos are just clutch for me. I use them all the time. I use them even for notes for this particular video. But there's a ton of other cool features in this phone that a lot of people haven't even covered. We'll go over those in a little bit. I do want to touch on DeX. And this is one of the things that makes this phone so productivity heavy. Yes, the S10 has this. I get it. Don't have to mention that. The point is, this thing is basically a desktop as well. And while I don't exactly understand why they made the setting work in Windows as well, it doesn't make sense that you would use an operating system on top of an operating system that I can think of. It is a great feature and gives yourself an ability to be completely productive on this thing. Actually, I have a USB-C to breakout with HDMI and USB that I use for this, and you can take that with you along with like a Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse with you while you're traveling, plug it into like a hotel TV, and you basically have a portable computer in like really small gadgets. Really, really amazing stuff. And with the big screen and the processing power of this thing, you really can be a productivity beast on this thing. Editing videos, editing music, watching videos, you know, of course, editing text documents, all those things are completely possible on DeX. And it's absolutely amazing what they've been able to do. I hope that that sticks around. Now, apparently Android has now brought this out in Android 10 as a desktop feature. That's cool, which means all the Android phones are gonna have the opportunity to have that feature. So Samsung's gonna have to figure something else out because for the longest time they were one of the only ones doing this. And now if all the other Android phones are gonna be able to do it, it's gonna make this thing a little bit less cool, a little bit. Let's talk about the fingerprint sensor. Here's the thing I talked about on Twitter a couple times, and I will say this, I'm just gonna say it like this. It's not good enough. It's not fast enough, it's not good enough. I'll try not to name the other phone that I really like that has a great fingerprint sensor, but let's just talk about optical versus the sonar or whatever this thing is using. People say, hey, it's because the sonar is much more secure. And how do you know that? Did Samsung tell you that? I mean, do you know that for sure, or are you just going by what they said? But let's just put that aside. Let's say it is more secure. If someone is able to break through an optical fingerprint sensor, they have enough information about you to very likely break through a sonic one. Like, if they want in your phone that badly, they're gonna get in your phone. So I'm more than willing to give up that little bit extra security, if there is any, for the quickness, the speed. Like, I have to deal with that multiple times a day. I don't have to deal with a security thing. It's with me. And again, if someone did get it, as I know someone's gonna say you only need security once, they're gonna get in. They were always gonna get in. And no one wants your smartphone that badly anyway. You certainly don't want any of the information on it that bad. How interesting is your life? You know it's not interesting. So let's talk a little bit about some of the accessories you need to get with this thing. I'm gonna show you some of the cases that I have, a screen protector, and some things that I think, if you go ahead and buy this, are really important to have. Okay, these are some of the accessories you're going to need. As I talked about before, for the DeX feature, this is actually really good to have with you at any time, especially if you go on the road, because not only is this a breakout USB-C to HDMI, but you also get some USB and micro USB. I'll leave a link in the description below. This would be the thing you would want to get if you're going to use DeX, especially on the road. It's just super small. Then you can plug in either like USB sticks or, you know, USB keyboard even. But I don't know that you'd want to travel with one of those, so just bring a small Bluetooth keyboard and a Bluetooth mouse and you'll be good to go. But this thing is really great. It's not even that expensive, so definitely check that out. So my phone is blue, so I went with a lot of blue cases. Shout out to these companies that sent me stuff. First, we're going to start off with Rhino Shield. I love Rhino Shield. These guys are amazing. They now have a skin. I'm going to show you one of the skins. This one actually is for the OnePlus 7 Pro, but they have all different types of colors and styles. If you check this out, this one's kind of a marble. It's super cool. They have many different colors, and the quality is great. Now, I love the back of my phone, the blue, so I'm not going to put one on. However, these are absolutely amazing, and Rhino Shield is awesome. Speaking of Rhino Shield, their cases, they have a couple black ones here. This one's more of a kind of almost like a fake carbon fiber look on the back. The insides are nice and grippy, and I'll show you what this looks like on top of the phone. Put it in there nice. And the one thing I really like about Rhino Shield is their protection is legit. There's a lip there, we're good to go on that. The buttons are super easy to get to, really pronounced. I just love it, and it looks really good, especially if you have like a black or, you know, a black phone especially, because the black ones would look good with this. Rhino Shield has a bunch of customizable cases, so you really should check them out. Link in the description. Amazing, amazing company. Next up, iBlazen. They have a ton of cases, especially on, if you've been on Amazon, you've seen their cases. Some really amazing designs. This one's really cool. It's almost like a marble back. It's a two-piece case where you put the front on first. Let's move this around like this. Put it on there like that. Then you just put it right in. Nice. Look at that. Savagery. And then I like the fact that it's blue, keeps the blue theme. I'm all about that life, and it feels very protective. The good thing is the buttons on the side are great. They're very tactile. You can tell the difference between all of them. So I really like that. Lots of protection. This is iBlazen. Again, links will be in the description. Again, more from iBlazen. We'll show you like the black. Black is really cool. Put this on. And we'll put the case on here. Shout out to my guy, Technically T, who does this on the regular. I am not good at case reviews, but look at this. Woo! That's kind of nice. Doesn't matter what color your phone is because you can see it through the back. I like that. Let me rub it down a little bit for that shiny effect. Woo! Woo! What you say about that? This next one I bought on my own. It's from Spigen. It's clear case so I can see the nice blue back of my phone. But what I like about it, it's got a kickstand. I love having kickstands on my phone, especially now with the bigger screens. You can watch video and stuff. So it's real nice, works real good. Let's wipe that down a little bit. Boom! Woo! Finally, the case that I'm rocking with this right now is this one. Again, because it's blue, but it does so many things right. Look at, hold on for a second. Look at this. Oh, savagery. The blue is on point. Anyone who's been on this channel for any length of time knows I love blue. It looks so good. There is one complaint, because no matter how good it looks, there's one complaint I have, and that is that the buttons aren't so obvious. It's not so obvious that they're separate. Like, I constantly am trying to figure out which button is which. Other than that, I just love the look. Everything works. The S Pen comes out super easy. Everything about this case is A1. The one thing I would say is I need to fix this, make this the power button a little bit easier to feel. I mean, there's a little ridge there, but it's not like protruding like the other ones. But it looks so good. I'm just keeping it on there. I love this one. Finally, if you're looking for a screen protector, I've done wet screen protectors in the past. I actually haven't even taken the screen protector that comes with the phone off of this yet. There's no need to do it. But at some point, this is probably going to unravel, and I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to use. White Stone Dome. Now, if you're not familiar with these are a tempered glass screen protector, which pretty much feels exactly like your screen. But it's an extra layer of protection. These things are amazing. They work specifically with the fingerprint sensor, which is, they were one of the first companies to come out with a sensor, a screen protector on the S10 to actually work. And man, let me tell you something, full clarity, full coverage, it just is an amazing screen protector. Now you can get the cheap ones. This one's a little expensive, but I will tell you this, 100% worth it. You absolutely will not find a better screen protector, period, for your phone. There are videos on YouTube to show you how to install it, because there is a bit of a couple steps to put in, but it is absolutely worth it. Link is in the description. Trust me, you will thank me. This thing has it all. It's an incredible piece of hardware. Is it the best phone that's out right now? Very, very possibly. Should you get it? Well, only you can answer that. For the money, is it worth it? I don't think so. You can get so much phone, easily 80, 90% of the same phone with a much less expensive phone. If this thing was $300 cheaper, we're talking about phone of the year. End of story. And tons of you out there will say, oh, but you can't charge it that much less. Listen, if they really want to, they can. A lot of this hardware, especially the processor, is from earlier this year. It's not like it's exactly cutting edge. There's better processors out already, the 855 Plus, as one example. And they could charge less if they really wanted to. They've charged more. They don't have to. And that's the wrong way in the current trends of the industry. This phone is awesome. It's great. I highly recommend it to people that can afford it and that have the need for it. But for most people, you don't need it. You don't need it. This is going to be my everyday phone. I actually do like it a lot. It has kind of replaced the OnePlus 7 Pro in my life right now, and I'm digging. I'm gonna stick with it. I like it. I love the camera. I love what I can do with it. I've changed just enough settings to make the darn thing fast enough for me, although I shouldn't have to do that, but I really do like it. But let's real quick talk about that speed thing. So speed. Yes, this thing is pretty fast. However, I don't feel like it's fast enough. I had to change a bunch of settings to make this thing feel fast. I shouldn't have to do that. And still, it's not smooth. It's just kind of quick. Whereas, you know, that other phone is both fast and smooth. Next year, they'll do the 90 or 120 hertz display. I'm sure of it. Next year. And then next year, this will feel like an amazing, incredible experience. Right now, it's just fast and nice and cool. It's just not smooth. But again, it is a beast. I like it. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna use it. And I'm gonna show people it. It's great. I have no real qualms with this other than the price. Now, people are saying this thing is not a Note. Interestingly, from my comment section, people were talking about how this thing compromised so many things. The headphone jack, for the normal version, the micro SD, all these things. We're moving forward, people. Headphone jack is dead. I've talked about this a billion times. Just let it go. But next year, Samsung, you have to do even better. Less price, more features, and really knock it out of the park. The competition is biting at their ankles. They have no choice. Yeah, right now, phone of the year for me, excellent phone. I love it. Would recommend to anyone who can afford it. But it would not surprise me if something better comes along this year. So the Galaxy Note 10 Plus, an incredible phone, incredible value, incredible performance. What do you think? Leave me a comment below. We'll talk about it. I went through a whole bunch of things to show you all the things. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button and tell your friends, please. If this video helped you out in any way, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if it didn't, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I'm here every single week having a blast. Hope to see you again real soon. Peace and love, peace and love. I'm gonna put my case on this thing.